ever since 2012, with YouTube continually and increasingly relegating my videos to the nigger section. Yes, I said it. The nigger section. The fucking nigger section. Because I'm not good looking. Because they can't monetize my videos. If I was good looking, I guarantee you I'd have at least 1,000 to 10,000 views in every one of my goddamn videos. Not just 30 to 70 and occasionally more than 100. If I was good looking. My psychiatrist told me my content was good. It's a goddamn shame because it's the Susan Boyle effect. Susan Boyle would look like cunt. Like a busted gang rape cunt. Like a busted gang rape old cunt. But she could sing her ass off. Where is she today? She got the record deal, but she never made it because, you know, she didn't look good. Anyways, I remember fantasizing at night about shooting up YouTube, killing the executives. Not so much the employees, but the executives. Because the employees are just following orders. It's the brass and the executives responsible for the algorithms. And don't you believe it when they say they treat every video fairly. They do not. Don't you believe it. That's just that's just what they tell you for PR's sake. You must know the real story. And to do that, you must be buddy with the in crowd. Like the communists in Russia. Sergei Kordakov was talking to the chief of police who was working with the KGB. But doesn't the Constitution talk about arresting and jailing Christians? Sergei Kordakov asked, but doesn't the Constitution guarantee religious freedom? And you know what the police chief said? Yeah, that's there just for the record, but you and I have both lived. We know better. That's the same thing with when YouTube PR liars say we treat every video fairly. Just go look on YouTube. You will never find a good-looking YouTuber with less than 10,000 views. Or at the very least 1,000 views. Per video. Not just 1,000 on one video. Every goddamn video is gonna have anywhere from 1 to 10,000 videos at the very least. But you will find plenty of people that look like me with 30, 40, 20 views. But then I came across this video right here. And my heart leapt up for joy. And I did a dance in my room. The YouTuber who attacked YouTube headquarters. God fuck it. God fuck it. Give me a second. I didn't make the goddamn video good enough. God fuck it. God fuck. You're just gonna have to miss some of the fucking video. God fuck it. How do I make this video small? Well, let's try it this way. God fuck it.
She was a YouTuber that quickly grew notoriety. And although the messages behind her content came from care and nurture, her story would twist over time into anger and annihilation. My name is Adrian, and welcome back to another video by Coffeehouse Crime.
I've tried to get in touch with this motherfucker. He won't answer my calls. Fuck him.
Today we're looking at the case of Nasime Sabz.
Would I have to actually commit a crime before he'd cover my ass in the story?
Her YouTube career, which ended in tragedy. If you're a fan of Coffeehouse Crime...
Tragedy? Well, let's see if it is tragedy or not.
You've probably probably seen other episodes here of YouTubers that went on to become killers. But what about a YouTuber who tried to kill YouTube? By the way, I post solved and
Woo-wee!
strange cases here on a weekly basis. So if that's your kind of caffeine, please consider subscribing to Coffeehouse Crime.
Listen up, bitch. I got my goddamn cup of coffee. I'm fully loaded with some goddamn fucking coffee, so fuck yourself.
So, who is Nasime? What made her so strange? And what led her down a path of destruction? Pull up a seat, grab a coffee, and sit back.
I got my goddamn
This is
coffee.
the case of Nasime Agdam.
Bitch. Just get on to the goddamn story. Shit.
Although today's video takes us to the United States of America, let's first wind the clocks back to where this story began, in the West Asian country of Iran. From a peaceful point of view, Iran has undoubtedly seen better days. But behind its
I think we need to nuke the shit out of Iran.
diplomatic and economic struggles, other positive aspects can be brought to light.
And we damn sure should not let them get the nuke. I would partner with Israel. If I was president, I would just annihilate their nuke potentials. If I had to annihilate the whole goddamn country with it. Iran, Iraq, this world would be a much better world if we could genocide Islam. Hitler had the right idea of wrong race, wrong time. Not the Jews, but the Islam. Yeah, Islam and the Arab countries in the Middle East.
Holding 11 of the world's 13 categorized climates, Iran's beauty is rich and diverse. It's better known for its arid environment, which often enshrouds popular cities like Tehran and Isfahan. But head to the north and you'll find the temperate Hyrcanian forest, tropical beaches, and even snow, settling down on Alamkur, found
I'd like to send a strike force to bomb the fuck out of those countries, those cities.
just outside of the capital. Formerly known as Persia, Iran owes a lot of its interesting architecture to its historic roots, which can be found throughout the country. We're heading to Iran's 10th most populous city, Urmia, located in the province of West Azerbaijan.
Get on with the goddamn
Not to be
story.
confused with Lake
Fuck
Urmia
Iran.
or the country Azerbaijan. It was in the year of 1979, and more specifically the 5th of April, that Nasime Agdam was born, to her father Ismail Agdam and her mother. Nasime also had a brother, Sharan Agdam, and the four of them would live together in their modestly sized family home. Although not much is known about her younger years, Nasime was reported to have a happy upbringing as a child. And she was a very conscious child too.
Yes. Pit.
Nasime stopped eating meat at the age of 7, becoming a vegetarian without any direction or influence from her family. Just like her parents, Nasime was a registered member of the Baha'i faith, a religion that started not even 200 years ago in the year of 1844. Baha'i holds no strong feelings towards eating meat, and Nasime genuinely became a vegetarian on her own accord. It was in the year of 1996 that Nasime's father had found himself a business opportunity in the United States, and following some mild convincing, the family decided that it was in their best interest to immigrate over and try something new. Life in Iran wasn't so bad, but they do say that variety is the spice of life.
Life in Iran fucking sucks for the women.
But the real story here is more complicated than that. In short, the faith of Baha'i is small, and for that reason, it's heavily persecuted in Iran. The Agdam family had a home that probably felt unsafe. It's likely that they had a second motive to find refuge by moving to the US. And so, with that in mind, 1996, San Diego.
San Diego.
Life here was very different when compared to Iran. And the change in culture and ways of American life was difficult for the Agdam family. But for Nasime, it was even harder. She was 16 years old at the time.
Well, she smelled like
Life was
spit.
confusing enough. And now, she had to deal with a complete change of what she considered to be normal.
Oh, arms longer than hers.
Something that she never quite managed to get her head around. Because Nasime Sabz would never quite assimilate into American culture. She continued to identify as Persian online, and would carry on to primarily speak in her native language, Farsi. And while she did attend school, she never made more than a couple friends. Instead, she turned to the world of the internet for her social needs and her entertainment. And this, in response, further isolated Nasime from the rest of those physically living around her. Nasime also never found love. As she grew from her late teens into her adult years, she never had a man, or anyone else for that matter, in the picture.
She got long arms.
Not to say that she didn't have any compassion.
Turn to me arms.
It just wasn't with anybody. In the year of 2007, she adopted a baby rabbit. One that would become her best friend.
She's cute.
The one thing that remained true to Nasime as she moved into her adulthood was her belief in animal welfare and becoming a vegan. In the year of 2009, she attended a demonstration with the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, also known as PETA, where she wielded a sword and wore a wig with jeans painted in blood drops, to protest against the use of pigs in psychological training for the military. In an interview with local news reporters, she said, "For me, animal rights
one of
equal
those
human
goddamn
rights."
environmentalist wackos, as Rustin
Nasime
Limbaugh
would
used to
carry
say.
on to attend several more protests with PETA throughout the year.
There's no God gave
But
man
by the year
dominion over
2010, she
animals.
had changed her phone number and disappeared off the map. Other activists were surprised to see her go.
I mean, damn.
But the abrupt stop in her attendance was not because she had given up.
Shit.
In fact, it was quite the opposite. With an isolated lifestyle, a frequent presence
Yeah,
on
she's
the
got a
internet,
spitty face
and a
on.
burning passion that she...
Man, look at her long arms. It turns me on at the thought that my forearm's longer than hers. Man, she's got some long arms. She looks good.
wanted to share with the rest of the world, Nasime decided to take herself to YouTube and other social media platforms instead. It was in September of 2010 that she joined YouTube under the name Vegan Nasime. There she would describe herself as a Persian female bodybuilder and animal rights activist that promoted healthy and humane living.
I'd like to try to arm wrestle her. I'd like to see if her elbow would be too short to reach the table, meaning my arm is a lot longer than hers.
And in fairness to the woman, she would grow quite a following. But it was not necessarily for her persistence over animal.
If I had the following she had, how would I not be so angry at YouTube? The reason she got so many followers and I don't, because at least she looked good.
Rights. She also garnered that following as a model, dancer, comedian, artist, and athlete. In short, Nasime had many faces to her YouTube career. And on paper, she sounded multi-talented.
Now I had a stroke, so I lost my ability to be multi-talented, and I'm pissed off. I kind of want to die.
However,
if I cannot get my stem cells and get my mojo back, I want to goddamn die. I don't want to die alone, though.
as with all forms of creativity, one must decide between quality or quantity. You can't have both when time is a valuable limit. Either that, or she just wasn't robust at finessing her videos, because some of the content she made was very bizarre.
She smells like spit. With spit breath. Look at her long arms. But at least she looked good. Oozy spit. Look at the long arms. Holy shit, she looks good. She's got a nice voice. Wish I did.
My brain is still trying to process that video. Strangeness aside, Nasime's
liked
content
it.
had a very prominent structure. It would almost always be centered around vegan food or animal rights, and over time, she would find her feet on the YouTube domain. And although her content was certainly not for everyone, like I said, she grew a respectably sized audience.
I can't even get a fucking audience, because I don't look good. You would think that Alligator RC said no matter what your content on YouTube, there is an audience for it. she never. We did meet on YouTube, but you know that was not the truth, Ellie.
Who followed her for one reason or another.
Because she looked good. Man, she got some spit arms.
Soon after, she opened another account, Nasime Sabz, meaning Green Nasime in Farsi, which also focused on her personal life and modelling. And next was Nasime Handmaids, an account for her creative endeavours. And then finally, Yasil Nasime.
You know what the kick in the ass is? The kick in the nuts is? If she saw me, she would not think I was good looking. I tried to talk to her on YouTube, she'd probably blow me off. Blow me the fuck off.
The same as Nasime Sabz, but for her newly growing Turkish audience. Over time, Nasime would grow a large following on YouTube, with over 27,000 subscribers and over 9 million views.
Damn!
And on Instagram, where she described herself as an athlete, artist, comedian,
Why
poet,
can't I do that?
model, singer,
Because
host,
I don't look good.
actor, director, and producer. She bolstered up to 60,000 followers. Just remember what I said about quality versus quantity. She also described herself as the most well-known and most famous animal rights activist in the Persian and Turkish communities. One of her music videos even made it to Andisha TV and other Persian TV channels. And, just like the rest of her videos, they were something.
That looks fucking retarded. What the fuck is she doing? That looks fucking retarded.
Over time, Nasime's popularity in Iran grew from one milestone to the next, and eventually she was well known on Iranian social media too, mostly for her advocacy for animal rights, healthy living, and veganism. And just maybe the bizarreness to her videos were intentional, but who knows? Adding this to her educational format and her style seemed to work pretty well in attracting viewers. At one point, Nasime even kickstarted her own non-profit organisation called Peace Thunder Inc., intending to be an animal rights foundation. Just one small detail, but Nasime would elect to dissolve her company only 1 month later. It's the thought that counts, right? It was in the year of 2013 that Nasime moved with her parents from San Diego to Menifee, also located in California. Their neighbours would describe the Agdam family as very friendly. However, they did not see Nasime very often. She was always inside, working on her own projects. I'm trying my hardest not to drag this video out with her content.
Well, get on with it,
but her
bitch.
work is just so jarring. So, maybe one more video?
With spit smell. With spit. Yeah, I like this one. She got some nice spit arms. Spit. With spit smell.
Okay, I think that's enough. Her YouTube channels would continue to grow as the years went by, but in parallel to that, so did the bizarreness to her videos, and arguably her own levels of self-paranoia. She would go on rants to her audience about how she was being targeted and victimized by anti-vegan businesses, at one point claiming that they'd tried to kill her by puncturing her tire with a nail. Her efforts to promote animal rights were also becoming more extreme. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a vegan or a vegetarian, and at the end of the day, that decision is a personal one to make. But her videos were becoming more and more graphic, all available to a public audience on a public platform. So graphic that I cannot show them in this video.
Wait, did she have a spit effect arm?
So graphic that I cannot show them in this video.
Wait, I love when a girl holds her arm across her chest like that.
So graphic that I cannot show.
With the spit effect. That smells like spit. Wow, that looks good.
Them in this video. And along with her fame came more questions directed towards her about her own mental health. She was often asked if she was mentally ill, in which she would always reply, I don't have any special...
Sounds like me.
...mental or physical disease.
People asking me if
I do live on a planet filled with disease, disorders, perversions, and injustices. It was in the year of 2017 that the YouTuber started having problems with, well, YouTube. Although in the past she had generated
me in 2012
thousands of views and new subscribers, she started to experience a massive drop in both. And this was noticed on not one, but all 4 of her channels.
Amen. That happened to me too. 2012. Amen.
Furthermore, she felt that even with the views that she was still getting, her revenue as a percentage had also plummeted. She would even show her YouTube analytics on her web.
At least she was fucking partnered. I can't get my goddamn ass. I haven't made a goddamn cent on YouTube. Because the motherfuckers will not partner me.
Website, where she further complained about the platform.
Bitching about 366,000 views. Fuck, if I had that many views on a video, I'd break out the champagne and I would even drink.
The technicalities behind her ad revenue are a grey area. At the time, YouTube were going through massive changes to their ad-friendly guidelines, and the algorithm, which would dictate what videos were classed as safe for monetization or not, was still heavily in beta. This meant that, at least for now, Nasime's videos didn't seem to be making the cut for monetization. It's not known whether that was due to the change in guidelines or if it was due to the algorithm.
YouTube devolved and has been devolving since. YouTube is going to the niggers.
But she was still posting graphic videos of animal abuse online. So, from this point onward, Nasime would add the platform of YouTube to her list of enemies. A list that, not surprisingly, had been growing for several months. She began to see YouTube in a very negative light.
Like me.
And blamed her dwindling views on them. More
sounds just like me.
Specifically, believing that YouTube were filtering and suppressing her videos.
They are. YouTube is. They're suppressing and filtering my videos.
Due to her content.
My videos have dropped massively. My videos were getting 10 times more views back in 2009, 10, 11. 5 times more views in 2004, 3 to 5 times more views in 2012. By the time we got to 2015, my videos were all in the nigger section.
She even went as far to protest on the corners of streets, holding up signs claiming that the company is a dictatorship with a hidden policy. A place that allegedly promotes stupidity.
YouTube and Google need to be broken up with by the antitrust monopoly laws. They need some goddamn competition. That's what YouTube needs. YouTube and Google need to be broken up in the same way Bell Telephone was broken up. Because they got us by the goddamn genitals.
Discrimination and the suppression of truth. She also took the war to her website, categorizing YouTube to Adolf Hitler, even though the quote that she referenced was never actually made by him. Nasime also complained about her lack of free speech, which, according to her, was worse in America than Iran. Fast forward to the year 2018, and things would tank even further for Nasime. Following the rather devastating video of YouTuber Logan Paul in Japan's Akigahara forest, another wave of tweaks to YouTube's monetization policy were made, and this further shunted Nasime's revenue down the drain. By now, Nasime and her behaviour had become much more convoluted. Although her activism for animal welfare had stemmed from a positive place, the method and deliverance of her messages were becoming much more graphic and aggressive. She had fallen out with her family on multiple occasions too, and eventually she decided to move out of the family household and
She's
move
starting
in
to
with
get
her
old.
grandmother back in San Diego. As Nasime's frustration with YouTube continued to grow, so did her urges to do something about it. And all in the meanwhile, her paranoia and her exaggerated thought patterns continued to exacerbate. It was on the 31st of March 2018 that Nasime would suddenly break contact with her family and disappear. They had been in many arguments in the break contact with her. It was on the 31st of March 2008.
She's got smelly Shelly. She's a smelly Shelly right there.
That Nasime would suddenly break contact with her family and disappear. They had been in many arguments in the weeks leading up to this moment, but despite this, her parents weren't too worried about her. Nevertheless, they knew that she had a chip on her shoulder and wanted to make sure that she was okay. So on April the 2nd, 2 days later, they filed a missing persons report with police. To begin with, no one knew where Nasime was, but just the very next morning at 1:40 a.m, police would find her asleep in her car in a Walmart parking lot.
Hi, are you Nasime? Hey, so you reported as missing.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
She's got long arms.
From San Diego?
Look at her long arms. They
Okay.
smell like spit.
Can I just ask, if you don't mind, why you left? Okay. Do you have ID on you by chance? We're just not getting along with your family?
Yeah, the cops got to do their agenda too. With the spin fit. I'd be pissed off they woke me up. I need my sleep. At least wait till the goddamn morning when I wake
You don't
up.
want to hurt yourself, do you? Or you don't want to hurt anybody else?
I don't want to hurt
You don't want
myself.
to commit suicide or anything like that, right?
I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. That's why I'm celebrating what she did, because I'm never gonna do it.
Okay, fair enough. So all we're gonna do
It's not against the law to rejoice when somebody else kills my enemies.
Call your dad. We're just gonna let him know that
It's not against the law to be
and you
rude.
wish not to be contacted.
God's laws maybe, but not man's.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. You're welcome.
Wait, does she have a spit effect arm?
Okay. Alrighty.
With spit? Nah, she didn't. Damn.
The officers, who followed
They were
proper procedure
friendly.
and protocol, allowed Nasime to go without any obligation
They
to
were friendly.
contact her parents.
Those police.
She seemed stoic.
I would
and her
like
plans
them.
seemed
I'd like
naive,
police
but
like. I like
regardless,
police like
she was
that.
safe. Her actions, demeanour and answers
They
did
cared.
not present any cause for concern to the officers. She didn't seem to be a threat to herself or to others. However, little did they know that Nasime was only 25 miles southeast of one of YouTube's largest offices. And she did indeed have a plan, and a pistol in the back of her car.
Woo wee.
In the early hours of the 3rd of April 2018, Nasime Agdam drove from Walmart in Mountain View to San Bruno, a journey that would only take about 30 minutes along Route 101. And once she arrived, she visited a local firing range and practiced the use of her pistol. Once she felt competent enough, she then left the facility and returned back to her car. Shortly after, she then drove to 901 Cherry Avenue, the address of YouTube's headquarters, before parking her vehicle in the car park right next door. And just moments later, Nasime Agdam entered YouTube headquarters through an external door, leading to a patio full of YouTube employees. And right in the middle of their lunch break,
That's the wrong people to kill. Go for the executive. Go for the ones who make the algorithms.
Nasime began the final chapter to her life. She pulled out a Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun, before opening fire into the crowd. Employees all around scrambled to flee the area, while those who were inside locked.
Why do you instead shoot up the computers? Fuck up their computers. Give them a high ass repair bill.
The doors and called 911.
Don't kill the innocent employees. Get the ones responsible for those goddamn algorithms that relegate my videos to the nigger section.
Within 2 minutes, officers were on the scene. And as they did, they would find Nasime Agdam lifeless on the ground. After firing into the crowd, she had made her final decision in life to end it. Emergency services, who were rapid to respond to the incident, would be there not even 100 seconds after initial 911 calls were made. They were very quick to scope out the threats and attend to civilian injuries. And although they had arrived in quick and relentless retaliation, the carnage was already over. Although Nasime Agdam had stormed through the courtyard with a pistol and shot 3 people, all 3 were only injured and still alive.
Damn.
They were rushed to hospital for their wounds, and soon after, they all made a full recovery in the weeks and months after the attack.
She failed miserably.
By 11 p.m. that night, police had officially identified the assailant as Nasime Agdam.
Man, I'm underwhelmed. I was hoping for a bloodbath.
And shortly after, her social media profiles would explode in views.
Yeah, but look at what it got her. Her views went up. Woo-wee! If all the ugly people on YouTube did this, would their video views go up too?
Before being taken offline permanently. A coroner's report found that Nasime had died of a self-inflicted gunshot to the heart, and found no evidence of drugs or alcohol in her system. The day of the shooting, happening only 2 days before her 39th birthday. YouTube would release a statement the very next day, detailing its shock of the attack, yet appreciating the speed in which officers responded. Nasime's decision to attack YouTube was very surprising.
And cool.
Although she was on the platform, she actually had no personal relationship or even connection to anyone working at YouTube. Randomly targeting employees highlights the psychological state.
And she shot up the wrong people. Go for the goddamn top management.
And condition that Nasime was in. She was prepared to kill innocent people just to get her message across to the platform.
Well, sometimes that's what losers gotta fucking do, because nobody's listening to them.
Message which, I guess, highlights her anger at being demonetized.
Sad but true. Yeah, if YouTube demonetized my videos, I'd be fucking pissed too. You're fucking with my pocketbook, with my wallet. You fuck with my money, you piss me off.
Either that, or her belief in the platform was operating under some sort of covert dictatorship. Which is just ridiculous to believe in anyway. Either
bullshit, you stupid motherfucker. You're saying that because you got your videos are monetized and YouTube is treating you good.
way, her channel is now definitely demonetized. And she's also unlikely to ever persuade another human to becoming a vegan.
No matter what, she's fucking dead.
So, I don't know what exactly she was trying to prove with her attack. She achieved absolutely nothing in the process.
Bullshit, her video views rose dramatically before they were taken down. I'm talking about dramatically. That was worth it.
Whether she was living with an undiagnosed mental health issue or not, we will probably never know. Nasime clearly had some unusual thought patterns going on when it came to
she's got long arms, that's for sure.
And even to some extent, the way in which she believed America operates.
I'm getting turned on and thought my arms
vegan
are forearms
ideologies were
long
not
to hers.
necessarily unwelcome to the platform. And I don't think YouTube had a problem with that either. My opinion is that she was demonetized for the way in which she shared her content. A rule that I hold very close to my own heart, but here on YouTube, the tone in which you present your content is very important. And YouTube are in a very tough situation too, if you think about it.
No, freedom of speech. Just because a few nutcases use freedom of speech and monetize videos to do something stupid, shit happens. That's what the fucking police are there for. I'm not gonna change my monetization policies just because of a few nut jobs. If people die, if people are killed every day, we don't bat an eye. What's a few more gonna matter?
There is no one size fits all. Every channel is different, and it's difficult for a large company to accurately assess all of them. Nasime should have opened up communication with the platform, learned from her mistakes, and adapted her content to get back on track. Instead, she chose violence in the most unpeaceful and uncalculated way possible.
We spit.
Following news of the attack, Nasime's parents were devastated. In their initial statement, they said, Our family is in absolute shock and can't make sense of what happened yesterday. Although no words can describe our deep pain for this tragedy,
bullshit.
our family would like to express their utmost regret and sorrow for what has happened to innocent victims. The Agdam family would eventually
That's what you're
welcome
supposed
media
to say,
their home,
whether or
which
not you
interviews
mean it.
revealed a mother and a father who were as shocked as they were distraught. Two loving parents
People are
who
hypocrites,
never
that's
thought
for sure.
that their own daughter
People
would
lie.
attempt to become a cold-blooded killer. Today,
You can't tell whether somebody's telling the fucking truth or not. These days. They only saw that she died.
And now I'm thinking she never hurt one and
Fucking
how
bitch.
she shoot the people.
the couple even showed Nasime's bedroom, the room where she once made her videos in. And
You can only be angry for so long before it has to come out. Do you understand me? Fucking goddamn bitch.
to the blue wall, which was once seen by thousands of viewers, now only greeting the odd guest
That dork ass,
by her
gay
parents'
ass
home.
dance.
And although her website and YouTube channel no longer exist, Nasime's Telegram channel, Nasime Sabz 1, is still up to this date.
I want to check
The
that
channel
out.
now a media graveyard to a very disturbing individual. Thank you so much for watching another video today by Coffeehouse Crime, and join
Now, what's disturbing is YouTube relegating my videos to the nigger section just because I don't look good.
me in another bizarre case of true crime. If you found this video interesting, or you learned something new today, then
I guarantee you, if I get the hair transplant, I guarantee you, if I get the goddamn hair transplants, and I lose his god fucking belly, my views will go up, and my fans will increase. If I just didn't look like this. As I look at myself in this video, the anger inside is starting to boil up. I'm angry at God, but I don't dare curse God. I do not dare sell my soul. No. But I make videos going. Maybe if I make videos and go to the hood, and I can get lucky enough to get attacked and fight back and destroy a few attackers, will my views go up? Probably not, because I'm not good looking. YouTube is relegated in my goddamn videos to the goddamn nigger section. God, fuck it.
and please consider liking the video and subscribing if you haven't yet.
Hey, Coffee Man, will you subscribe to my fucking YouTube channel and like my fucking videos? Maybe do a fucking story on me?
I post cases here weekly. What do you think of Nasime Agdam?
Help
What do you
ease my
think the motive
anger and give me some validation, for fuck's sake.
was behind her crimes? And do you think she really thought her actions through? Please let me know in the comments down below. It's almost Halloween here, so I'm off to carve pumpkins and maybe spookify the coffee house. I'll be back.
Jack off. The holidays ain't shit these days.
Back again soon, and when I am, I'll be right here behind this camera, waiting for you in the next one. Until that moment arrives though, look after each other. Goodbye.
Good the fuck bye. Man, I'm underwhelmed. That's disappointed. Only 3 fucking people, and not anyone in the brass, YouTube brass, not anyone other people who actually make the algorithms. Only 3 fucking people. No one died. The only person who died was her. Well, at least somebody attacked YouTube. In my fantasies, but I never do it. I'll never do it. But I'm glad she did. But I'm just disappointed. I'm so goddamn angry. Justin Bieber got discovered by Usher on YouTube, but nobody's discovered me. look at Justin Bieber was good looking. And he didn't have a goddamn stroke. Before my stroke, I could sing and rap. If I had been good looking back then, I would have made it big. God fucking damn it. God fuck it. God fuck it. God fuck it. God fuck it.